Hello family, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. If you're new to my channel, you're highly welcome. My name is Joy Ayogu, and in this video I am going to take you on a process on how I made this beautiful vegetable fufu. Some people call it vegetable amala, but it is widely known as eggplant fufu. This one has no psyllium husk or xanthan gum, so it is all natural ingredients. So I'm going to take you on the journey. As you can see, we are starting with a whole eggplant, very fresh. This is what is going to transform into what you just saw before. So I start by cutting and chopping it down. You want to chop it down so that it can fit into your blender. Now eggplant is full of fiber, it has very little water. So as I finish chopping it up, I'm going to this is just one whole eggplant. It's actually a lot of eggplant, just one, but by the time you finish cooking it, it's going to come down to a very small amount. It's very fibrous. It's vegetable, so it has some water but not a whole lot of water. So after now chopping it, I'm going to start putting it in the blender to blend it, because it has very little water. You need water to help your blender so that it will blend very well. So that's what I'm going to do from here. So I'm just going to blend it until it's very smooth. You want it to be very smooth, and that's basically the process that I'm doing here. So this is the texture that you want it to be when you finish blending it. You want it to be a very smooth texture, so that when you make it, you're not going to have some bits and pieces of the eggplant inside it. It wouldn't be pleasant. So once I finish blending it, I'm going to transfer it into a sieve so that we can drain out some of the water. Okay, so this is one full eggplant. It looks like it's a lot. By the time you finish draining out the water, it's going to come down very small, but this is the sieve. I'm just going to put it here. I know some people, you can put it into a cheesecloth, but I don't have a cheesecloth. I normally use this. You want to squeeze out as much of the water as possible, not so much like when you're using xanthan gum or psyllium husk, but you want to squeeze out so much of the water. Once you do it, you can see a lot of water is already coming out of it. I'm going to let it sit for about 10 to 20 minutes, but I want to take out as much water, because the much water you take out of it now will reduce your cooking time. So that's what I'm going to let it here to drain, and then I'm going to start making it. Okay, it's a lot of water that comes out of it. Yes, it is a lot of water. You're going to be saying that it's all the nutrient that is coming out. It's not actually a lot of nutrient. Remember that we added a lot of water when we are blending it. So now I'm going to transfer it into the pot to start cooking it. And now it's still a little bit wet, as you can see here. I should have squeezed out most of the water, but anyhow, it doesn't matter. It's just going to cook down. For those of you who are still thinking that you're taking out some of the nutrient, there you go. We still have a lot of nutrient left into it. So I'm going to put it on the fire and then to start cooking it down, like I said, because it still has a lot of water, so I need to let it cook down a little bit more. But we have to go back to finding the ingredient that we're going to use to thicken it up, since we're not using xanthan gum. And yes, this is what we're going to use to thicken it up. This is chia seed. Over here I have a blended one. I already blended this one because I normally use it. Every now and then I make vegetable fufu. So I'm using 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add a little bit more. So you start with 1 tablespoon, and then as you're going, if you need more, you can add more. Yeah, chia seed has like it absorbs water. When you add chia seed to something, it absorbs water. Have you ever soaked just chia seed itself? You see that it has, yeah, it gums up. It's like it brings out slime. So that is what you need in making this. You do not need xanthan gum, you do not need psyllium husk. The texture of this one is totally different from when you use these other ingredients that I said before. But this is what it's looking like now. It's watery. I haven't even cooked it. I just added the grounded chia seed. So I'm going to leave it on the fire for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back to check on it. So check on it on a regular basis and turn it. Now if you have reduced most of the water, it will just take you maybe like 5 to 3 minutes to finish cooking it. You just need to cook the vegetable through, and then you're done. But because I didn't take out as much water from this one, it's still a little bit liquid, so I still need to cook it down to drain most of the water. Now I'm adding a little bit more chia seed. This is half tablespoon because the one I added was not enough, so I just added a little bit more. That's what I said, you just add a little at a time. If you need more, you add more. But you can see what it's looking like. It's not looking very gummy like when you use xanthan gum or psyllium husk. I've tried those 2 ingredients before and I didn't like it, but I wanted to be adding more, a different type of swallow to my food, to my diet, because I love to eat swallow. We're all Africans, we love our swallow, but it is very important to replace. If you are the type that eats a lot of swallow in a week, it's very important, it's very good actually, to replace at least 1 or 2 of your swallow with a vegetable fufu, because eating fiber is very, very good for our health, and this is one of the best ways to add fiber onto your diet, by adding a lot of vegetable. Again, if you are on keto diet, this is very, very keto friendly. I started doing this because I wanted to try keto diet. So this fit into your keto diet, because this particular eggplant, this will give you about 20 to 30 grams of carbohydrate. So that's very, very little. Okay, when you eat this, it's going to fill you up, but it's still vegetable that you're eating. Okay, so this is the outcome of it. You see now, this is very, very okay for me. I don't need to cook it a little bit more. I don't need to cook it more, but if you want, you can cook your own a little bit more, so that most of the water will still come down, but I like it this way. So now I'm going to just wrap it and let it cool down. As you can see that it's still piping hot, but you can eat it. The texture will not improve just by wrapping it. Unlike when you use xanthan gum or psyllium husk, you need to wrap it and let it cool down to help the texture. But this is completely done. You can start eating it now, only that it is very, very hot. So I'm just gonna let it cool down a little bit, but this is what it's looking like. Okay, alright guys, so this is the final product. Okay, I have let it cool down for a little bit, and this is what it's looking like. The texture is much better than when you use xanthan gum or psyllium husk. Okay, it is very, very moldable. It's basically fiber with some binding, something to bind it together, just fiber and water. And I enjoyed my own with okra soup. This okra soup is on another level. Okay, but if you are on a low carb diet or such as keto, you can add this. You can eat it with any of your favorite soup, whether it's egusi soup, vegetable soup, any of your soup, you can enjoy it. So this is what it looks like. Okay, it's very moldable like I said. But we have come to the end of this video. Before you go, remember, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly do so now for more upcoming videos. And also I have a lot of other videos on my channel. You can scroll down and find different kind of videos. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, okay, and share with your families and friends. Until I come your way the next time, stay safe and remain blessed. Bye bye.